people? What's up, world? Top of the top. It is Sunday, December 21st. And I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with him all things is possible. Happy Sunday to all my people out there. On this day, you should be resting, but some of you might be working uh, on your way to work or coming home from work. Um, Safe travels to everybody out there who still has to move around, even though they may not want to. Um, Please, everybody, arrive to where they got to go safe. Um, Take your time getting to where you're going, and just be aware of what's going on around you, so you could be able to arrive where you got to go safe. To all my kids who should be getting some rest, this is your last week of school, so you guys rest up as much as you can. You're gonna have some time off. I hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day and knowing with Him all things is possible. Happy Sunday, my beautiful people. Happy holidays. It is Christmas week, so it's a lot to get into about not just Christmas, but just period. But today we're going to get into something not interesting, but something that needs to be gotten into. That I see that we continue to fail with. We continue to fail with this particular subject. Um, that hurts our communities. And by all means, I don't want nobody to be upset and feel any kind of way when I mention this. But the word of the day is education. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. And I don't mean so much about going to school, but also learning how to control yourself in situations. You're going to have to educate yourself. There's a time and place to act certain ways around certain people. So I'm going to get into a whole situation about what it is that I mean by that. So we ain't gonna waste any time. It's Sunday. Let's get into it. All right. So good morning to all my beautiful people. If it's your first time coming through, welcome. And if it's not your first time, welcome anyway. You know me. Um, Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and let everybody know where they should be. One of the most flyest, dopest morning shows around, hands down. Could care less what somebody would say. We educate people over here, and that's what we're getting ready to do once again this morning. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate y'all, my good people. Bay, I see you. What's up, my Alabama slash Cali sister? Um, so let's go back to the day I had yesterday. As you guys saw me making my way to my Christmas party. Um, that we do every year. And so, as I get there, the vibes is beautiful. It's Saturday. The vibes is beautiful. Everybody's, everybody's chilling. Everybody's eating, talking, chopping it up, you know, doing what normal people do. So of course you have people there with their kids. Um, and then everybody's just eating. I get in there, I do my recording. Uh, I just do what I do. I'm catching people eating. I'm talking to some of the fathers I know already that I'm cool with, and they got their wives, their girlfriends with them. Um, then there's this one particular girl who was there that shouldn't have been there, but she was invited. She had a son. She was invited. And the thing is, when you're not supposed to be there and you are invited, you have to remember, technically you're not supposed to be here, but we invited you, right? So I don't think people understand what the invite means versus, oh, we could be here because we're part of this. Um, so when it's time to give out toys, PGH, Big Dog, what's up, fam? When it's time to give out toys, there's a list of who gets toys first, and you know what I mean. And there's, you have to wait, especially if you're not supposed to be there. So when it's time for the people to be called to get their toys, and here it is, I got my camera, and I'm like, I just want to catch everybody on camera. This one girl is told that she has to wait because there's people ahead of her, and we're not going to just skip the line to give you your toys because you're saying you have to leave and get out of here. You got somewhere to be. And she went from not understanding that to flipping out to making threats. I mean, it was pure chaos. Now, all this is all while having her little son with her. But when I saw her prior to that, this girl was fine. She was making plates, she was eating, she was being normal. And then she just went off the deep end. I want to talk to my fellas and I want to talk to my ladies. Hold on. Let me put my camera on. Let me talk to y'all for a second. I did record it. I didn't record the behavior, but I record the aftermath. Let me talk to my fellas for a second. And my ladies. I want to talk to both of y'all. We have to be careful who we have kids with. We have to be careful who we affiliate ourselves with. Because that was an easy case of her losing. Yeah, I didn't, you know what? Let me tell you something, babe. You can't have a camera everywhere because you don't know what people' reaction is gonna be. Because nowadays that's everybody's thing to put a camera out on people. And that's not really my thing all the time. That's not really my thing all the time because I'm not the guy, I'm not the content creator that you could smack my camera out of my hand. That wouldn't be a wise choice. I'm not one of these dudes. A lot of these dudes, they get smacked around, they get their camera knocked out their hand. I've seen fighters do it to reporters. I'm not one of those dudes. Trust me. That would be a bad decision if that ever happened, because then I got to go out of my way to be ignorant. Um, but let's be careful who we have kids with, because we got to start educating ourselves when it comes to finding somebody, because you have to do background checks on people. Now, this woman is clearly disturbed, clearly, and she's what we call in real life ghetto trash. No, you can't have that, Picasso. Not what we act, Picasso. You can't have that. That's not what we doing. We're in the place of business. You can't have no taser. We can't do that. Now, police come and they do something. That's different. We're in a business place and we're at a toy drive. We're not doing that. We got kids around. We keep it professional. You know what I mean? Now, if somebody did that, if the police shows up and that's how they feel like they want to restrain her, but yeah, cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, fellas, ladies, be careful. Be careful, because that's disgusting. And I've been a part of this program for so many years. Yeah, yeah, you gotta do that. But it was just crazy, and I'm looking like, and then she threatening my, y'all know my guy that comes on here, Omar Branch. Y'all always see him in the comments. That's my mentor. You see me in pictures with him. That's my mentor. When I mean that's my mentor, that's my mentor. Dropping the T, what up? Like, that's a dude right there. Out of all dudes, that's a dude right there. I'll never let nothing happen to. It's not gonna happen. So when you making threats and acting like you gonna really do something, knowing that you ain't gonna do nothing, we have to educate ourselves on these relationships. Now, of course, relationships are never going to be perfect. They're never going to be perfect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're never going to be perfect, but we have to tell ourselves, is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Is this the person I want to have kids with? Is this the person I want to affiliate myself with? Is this the person I want to introduce my family to? I want to walk the streets with this person. What's going on, Picasso? Because once you have kids with these people, and then you wonder why you see a lot of single mothers walking the streets by themselves. And the first thing you do is you feel sorry for them because you're thinking, oh my God, look at her. Y'all don't ever take the time to think and go, where the hell is the father? And why he might not be around. This is not a video that I'm making where I'm taking shots at women, because we have to look at it from both sides. There's some dudes, it's the same thing. You wonder why some dudes are in the predicament they in, and then you look at him and go, I see why the mother don't want to be bothered with him. We're gonna have to start educating ourselves on who we get with. And if there's anything like something that you wouldn't want your child to be with, think about what type of person you would want your child to be with. You would want your son or your daughter to be with. So when you think about it, it's like, nah, I'm not trying to do. Yeah, it definitely goes both ways, because we're not gonna make it look like it's just women, 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 women. Some of these dudes move like, some of these dudes are just too. They're not dudes. Let's just put it like that. They're just a bunch of grown little boys walking around confused. It might be too much damn light in here. All right, yeah, let's bring that down. It's too much light. Yeah, they are. So as I'm watching this yesterday, it's behavior that I've seen before, but when we are in the kind of place that we're in, that kind of behavior is not. It's not. We don't condone it. So luckily, no police or anything was called yesterday. Um, it could have been. It should have been, but it wasn't. But I'm sitting back and I'm like, it's Saturday. This is a toy drive. I'm saying that because I know ladies. You see, I know ladies that be in the. Yeah, D Free, what up? Um,
What up?
so we're in a professional place where I'm gonna just tell you like this. I'm addressed to the ladies and I'm addressed to the fellas. If you bitter about something, you're a single mother, baby father ain't around for whatever reason, because now a lot of times we see why he's not around. You want to crash out, do that shit on your own time. Fellas, you mad about a woman that you mad she done moved on and there's some other dude around your kids. Hey man, that sounds like a you problem. But you can't come around crashing out on people who don't have nothing to do with why you're in the situation that you're in. And I'm seeing that too much. And the sad thing about it is, Free, they think it's okay to do that. Man, you don't know what I go through or what I've been through. That ain't got shit to do with me. And it sure has nothing to do with the people that's around us. And this is the same kind of people we get on YouTube. The ones who want to crash out. Do that shit on your own time. That was just nasty yesterday. It's just a time and place for stuff, and that was disgusting. Disgusting behavior. What we call ghetto trash. One thing about me, I hate ghetto trash. I hate it. Now, first thing somebody say for you is, "But you're from the hood." That doesn't mean anything. My wife ain't ghetto trash. She's from the hood. What is that supposed to mean? There's just sometimes our people, we overdo it. We overdo it. And in a situation like that, Free, I don't know, child protective services, right? When you act out like that, right? And now a phone call's being made. You know, once they get involved, you know the situation you put yourself in now. And I always preach about keeping the system out our business because that's their job. Rather if you like what they do for a living or not, their job, that's their job, right? So we have to keep them out our business. But it's behavior like that that keeps them in our business and has them remove the child from your home, which I found out that this girl already had been through. So it's like, what are we doing? So when you, I mean, free for you doing what you do, right? Not now, but before when you were, out there having to run down on people. I mean, I'm sure you've seen behavior like that where you go, oh man, yeah, we might have to end up taking this. We might have to end up taking this person in. They doing a little too much.
Nah, nah. I don't. I don't approach the scenes like that. I approach the scene trying to de-escalate. If we can't de-escalate, then that's when they get taken away. But I never approach the scene like, oh yeah, we might end up having to take this person in, because when you come up with that mind frame, you looking for a reason to take them in. So I don't approach it like that. I approach it to de-escalate the situation, find out what's going on.
Well, I
Um,
didn't mean like that, but I'm just, something that is just not controllable, and you like, okay, she might be out of
yeah, no, I mean
control.
that's what I said.
He,
I
yeah,
approach it one way. If we can't de-escalate it, then we got to do what we got to do. But I never go in with the mindset of, oh yeah, we're gonna have to take this person in. If it's a domestic dispute, now if we get a call or something else, then we already know what the situation is. We're going in there to take to arrest somebody. But if it's a domestic dispute, I I never approach it with the mindset of somebody going to jail or somebody might end up going to jail. I go with it. Okay, let's go ahead and find out what the problem is and try to solve their problem and calm the situation down. Um, that's why when you work in the field, you got to approach every situation with an open mind, because if you already have a preset mind of what's going on or what's going to happen, you pretty much close your mind to any other resolution. So you gotta have an open mind when you're approaching these situations. But that's why I say everybody cannot be a police officer or they can't be in law enforcement, because it's not for everybody. Because a lot of people go in there, oh, I'm the law, whatever I say goes. No, it's not whatever you say goes. It's whatever the law say goes. You don't make the law. You are not the law. You are enforcement of the law. So it's whatever the law says. You can say whatever you want, but if it doesn't go, if it's not a part of what the law is, what you saying does not matter. So that's why I said everybody are not built to do law enforcement. You gotta have
yeah,
the right people,
yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah.
and
It's funny you said, yeah,
a
that's
lot of
crazy.
these academies are just taking people because they need bodies, and they're not selecting the right individuals. They do little evaluations and things like that, but they never really take the time to evaluate what the person is, because they get so many applications and they trying to get people out in the field. They don't really evaluate the people like they used to do in the mid 90s, in the early 90s, in the mid 90s. They used to really evaluate, and they would literally check your background. They would check. They would ask, "I need your childhood neighbors. I need your last 10 residents and the neighbors that live beside you." Nowadays, it's not even like that. They don't even go that deep. They just do a quick evaluation and then they put you into the academy. If you make it out of the academy, then you good to go.
Shit, they need to do an evaluation on some of these damn people out here in the street. 'Cause they out they doggone mind, man. Swear to God, they are. They out they doggone mind. Yeah. So I was educating the people on. We know when we get with people, right? People are never going to be perfect, and everybody has their flaws, and everybody goes through stuff. But you know, when you just see the behavior of people just acting out, you kind of wonder why they be in the situations that they be in. Free, you look at them, right, and like if you see a single mother and you go, the first thing is not to judge her, but when you see the behavior, you go, oh, I see why you by yourself. Or you see the behavior of a dude and you go, well, I see why she left you. I see why she left you, homeboy. Because that right there is exactly why she broke out on you. I'm sure, Free, when your kids get to a point where they go move on and they get married, right? You will want them to be with somebody, not exactly, not comparing them to Vicky, but you will want them to be with somebody where, you know, I mean, problems are going to happen in relationships. It's never going to be perfect. You understand what I'm saying? Um, I'll better yet like this: how your mother and your father relationship was, and you might have looked at it and been like, "Well, I might not be like that, but I want to be something similar to that," and I will hope for the same thing for my kids. But a lot of times that just doesn't happen. Um, I mean, what do you think about that?
Um, well, I'm real good in judging a person's character. Um, like I do a couple of things, especially when it comes to my children. I do a couple of things. I meet the individual, and then I run a background on them. I run a background because they could say one thing, but your background is going to let me know. And I'm not talking about have the person been arrested and all that. I do a background from all the way from the childhood up until now. I run a background to find out what type of individual is my child dealing with, because I don't want to have that phone call that my child is in the hospital because her boyfriend beat her up or something like that. So I do an extensive background check,
Mm,
because when I meet the individual, the things that I need to do a background check, I need your full name, I need your birth date, I need I need either your driver's license or your social security number. And so, like, I might not be able to ask a person, hey, let me see your driver's license or anything like that. But what I will do is I will ask them, hey, you drive? And they be like, oh yeah, I drive. Let me see your license, man. I want to make sure you legal to drive. And once I see that license, I take a picture of it, because if anything happened, now I have your license number. I know exactly who you are, and I know who my daughter was with. So if anything happened, I can track you down. So
yeah.
I do an extensive background check when it comes to my kids. I don't let nobody deal with my kids like that, especially my daughters. My sons, I don't really trip. When it comes to my boys, they can handle themselves. They dealt with me for 18 years. They can handle themselves. But my daughters are my pride and joy. I'm not letting nobody hurt my daughters. I don't
No.
care. I don't care what she said to you or nothing like that. If you're not man enough to walk away, then you need to just not deal with it. Because
And
if
vice
I ever
versa.
get,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I ever get the phone call, it's going to be a problem. It's
Yeah.
going to be a serious problem.
And vice
And
versa. Vice versa, fellas. You got to know when to walk away too, fellas. Please, ladies, walk away. Everybody needs to. Um, so we were here to educate people on, and when I mean education, I don't mean, oh, you guys need to go back to school. Just basically on schooling everybody on relationships. And when you look at certain people, right, there's that next door neighbor or that person that you work with, that person you might have hang around, and like I said, when you see why their behavior is the way it is, and you go, I'll see why you are by yourself. We have a world that we live in that, like I said, because of what people go through or what they've been through, they tend to take it out on people that has nothing to do with why they're in that situation in the first place. But do you realize that crashing out, and I always told y'all this, crashing out can put you in a place where you don't want to be. It could put you in a
Yeah.
serious situation where by the time you look up, the damage is done. Oh man, ACS and Child Protective Services then came and took my baby away from me, and, and you start looking into some, like you said, Free. You start looking into somebody's background, and you like, oh, I understand now. Because you try to have a little sympathy for some people sometime, and you go, man, nobody's helping this girl, nobody's helping this brother, man. Come on, we got to help them out. But then you start to help them out, and you see why they in the predicament they in, and you go, man, everybody was telling me about you, and I was pushing them away and saying no because y'all all treating him a certain way, y'all treating her a certain way. I don't care how the rest of y'all feel about him or her. I'm gonna help that brother. I'm gonna help that sister. And then you go, shit, I should have listened to everybody because you got issues, but you can't help people that deny it. You understand, Free? You know those people that deny it. Man, ain't nothing wrong with me. This is me. Okay. Okay.
I mean, no, I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't help them, um,
The
but
ones that don't want to be helped. I'm
it,
just saying
it
the ones that you're trying to help them, but they're telling you, I don't need no help. This is me. And
yeah,
it's like,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, no, yeah, I mean, those individuals, I mean, yeah, those are refusing to help. It's not that you can't help them; they refusing it. But I like with me, like I told you, my daughters, my sons too, but mainly my daughters. When they bring their friends to meet me, they already know what the deal is, and they already know. Well, if they can make it past my father, then I guess they good because I know my father's going to drill them. I know he's going to threaten them, and it's going to be some more stuff that's going to go along that those lines. It's going to be some threats. It's going to be some promises made, and it's going to be some weapons being showed. So if they can make it past my father, then they good to go.
Some of these wait a minute, he says
What's going
rebuild.
on, right?
Yeah, so yeah, it's just it's scary to see stuff like that, Free, because we constantly see it in our communities, and it doesn't matter where we from. We constantly see it in our communities, and it's like, and then the first thing we go, we run to, we go, man, mental health is serious in the black community. I go, mental health is serious everywhere. Um, but so seeing it, it's just crazy. Seeing this behavior yesterday was like,
See, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to like if you got daughters, or even if you ain't got a daughter, you got a sister or somebody, or you got or it's your mother. Your mother might be dating again because she's not with your father, or your father passed, God forbid, or whatever have you. If it's
yeah,
a young lady that's close to you, what what you have to do from the very beginning, because everybody go according to that first impression. If you give that
yeah,
individual the
yeah,
first impression that you're not playing no games with them and you stand on business, they're not going to try nothing, or they're going to have second thoughts before they try anything. But if you give that first impression that you are a friend, or you cool like that, then they ain't gonna worry about you. They're like, oh man, we cool. I can do this, and then I ain't even tripping on it. If it comes to that, it comes to that. But if you give them that impression that you ain't playing no games with them, if it comes down, you willing to do what you got to do to protect yours. Oh, they're not 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna try their hand because they know that person got somebody that's gonna come to their rescue. So they're not gonna try nothing.
yeah, yeah. It's just it's scary, right? Because sometimes our kids are paid for. I don't know if this is true. How we might have treated, somebody might have treated their girlfriend or treated their boyfriend, and then you get kids that get into situations, right? And you go, you start thinking about it, Free, when you was young, right? You go, how did I treat my girls? Not saying you in particular. I'm just saying people, right? They think and they go, how did I treat my girlfriends? You know, because why is it that my kid is going through this? And my baby's a sweetheart. My son is a sweetheart. And it's just like I don't know, man. The water is just different today than what it was years ago. But even years ago, you had to be careful what you did. It's one of our people. Okay, Vay. Hey, Vay. I know if you got her in here, she's definitely one of the people. I just subscribed to her too. I see she had 52 subscribers. I just became a 53rd.
Who
Um,
that?
we have a newcomer that came. Well, she's not new, but I mean she's new here, but it's one of Vay people. I just spoke to her. Uh,
Oh, I was about to say something. I'm glad you said something because I thought that was somebody else's lady because he had the same last name. I thought that was his lady. I was about to say something. I'm glad I didn't speak out of
Miss
turn.
Gibson. Meet D Free, D
Yeah.
Free, meet Miss Gibson. Miss Gibson, you're gonna have to ignore Mr. Free. He has a sense of humor.
No, I was literally going to be respectful and say something to him because I thought she might have
Look,
been
they
somebody.
said who? They said who? Look at her. They said who you
No, I was thinking of my homie Jay Gibson. I thought that might have been his wife. That's why I was
Oh, that's crazy. Jay Gibson last. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I thought that was his wife. That's why I was about to ask a question, but you had already said that she's a newcomer. She's one of they people's.
Yeah, Jay Gibson. That's right.
I wasn't gonna say nothing crazy. I literally thought that it might have been Jay Gibson's wife or something.
That's right. Shout out to my man Jay Gibson. I sure damn sure did. I didn't even think about that, Free. If you wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't even thought about that. I forgot my man Jay last name is Gibson. That's crazy because I wouldn't even thought of that. I wouldn't even thought to ask her, yo, is Jay your husband? I wouldn't even think to ask that.
Because the funny thing about her, she has the same, she comes with her full name, and Jay Gibson he uses his full name.
Yeah,
He comes in as
exactly. That's
Jay
crazy.
Gibson.
That's crazy. I wouldn't even thought about that. If you wouldn't have said nothing, it would have just walked right by me. I would have never thought to look and say, yo, Jay Gibson wife up in here? Oh, that's dope. Now I know I made it. um, but you know what's so crazy, Free? It's kind of like if you go back to the movie Den of Thieves when the part when 50 daughter was going to the prom and homie came in and he took homie in the garage.
Yeah,
I
and
kind of like that was my favorite part. That was my favorite part out the whole. There was a lot of good parts of that movie, but that particular part right there, he had
hey,
that
but
kid shook.
what's so funny? Me and my brother has done that before. We've done that with my sister, her boyfriend. She brought her boyfriend to the house, and we brought him down to the basement because that's where my room was. My room was in the basement. My mother, she gave me the entire basement, so I had the basement set out like my apartment. So we brought him down to the basement, and we pretty much grilled him, and we let him know if my sister ever come in this house saying you did something, you best believe we gonna be on your ass. We're gonna be on your ass. Everywhere you go, you're gonna have to look over your shoulder. I don't care if you're going to the gas station, you going to church, you going to the doctor's office, you're gonna have to be looking over your shoulder because I'm gonna be looking for you. Me and my brother did the exact same thing. So a couple of my sister boyfriends.
Yeah. But fellas, ladies, we have to be careful. I know relationships are not going to be perfect because that's asking for too much, but we have to not only we have to be able to educate our kids on relationships because, like Free was saying, I'm not going to get that phone call. I'm not going to get that phone call. Um, Even when you have a son, and he might be dating a woman that might be doing too much. I'm gonna keep the same energy. Hey, you ain't gonna be doing this to my son. This is what you're not gonna be doing because then me and your pops or whoever you like is gonna cause a big friction because at the end of the day, that's my boy, and I'm not gonna allow you to do that. So for some of us, we're already in the situations that we're in. Some of us, you know, we're in relationships, we're married, we're happy. But before we got to who we got to now, Free, and you could back me up on this if you can, good brother, because you've been married before. We had to go through some things to get to where we at now. We had to go through some humps and hurdles. Um,
Yeah.
and it wasn't easy. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, Free, saying I was married before because you think in your mind, if I get married this one time, this would be it, and this would be the person. Hopefully, I spend the rest of my life with, and then something goes wrong, and it's like, oh shit, here we go. But then, like I said all the time, it is written. You being married to Vicky was not by accident. Y'all reconnecting was not an accident. It was already
No.
written.
Yeah. I mean, like I've always had the mindset, um, who I married is who I was going to be with, and that's the reason why um, I didn't have a child until I was 24, because I said whoever I have a child with, that's going to be the person that I marry, and all of my kids are by my first wife, outside of the one that I never knew nothing about. But all my kids are by my first wife, and um, I never expected getting married again. When we split up, and we was going through our divorce, I said I wasn't getting married again. I had literally forgot all about Vicky or whatever, because it's been what, like 26 years since the last time we had seen each other. I didn't know if she was alive. I didn't know if she still lived in the area. Nothing like that. So I had no intentions on getting married again. It was just some told me to go on Facebook, or I got a notification. And I went on Facebook, and that's when I seen her, and I was like, "Oh snap!" I said, "Let me holler, see she still live around the area, whatever." And she hit me right back, and we end up hooking up from that moment forward. We end up hooking up, and now we are where we are now. But I had no intentions on getting married again. I had got married to my kid's mother, and that's who I was going to be with. It got toxic, and I said, "All right, enough is enough," and I had to roll. I stayed with her for 15 years before I decided to say, "You know what? Enough is enough," and I ended up leaving. But when I left, that was it. I wasn't going to be single. I was like, okay, I'm just going to be single. I'm going to be out there doing what I do.
Yeah. Um, but like I said, we all have to go through some things to get to where we are now. Um, and you know what, Free, the biggest misconception that we have too with that is people don't want to take responsibilities for why they're in the situations that they're in. Um, and it's something I don't know why sometimes it's hard for people to say, uh, "Hey, you know what? This one was my fault. It was my fault. I keep putting myself in these situations. What is it that I'm doing that I keep meeting these same kind of people? What am I doing that every time I turn around, oh shit, I didn't even realize you fell off, Free."
No, that speaking of the devil, that was the wifey right there. She called me to let me know to bring some food home when
Oh,
I come in.
oh, okay. So why is it that I keep putting myself in these situations? Because a lot of these women and men that you see act out in these streets could have easily been our kids. They could have easily been our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, or whatever. So when you see people react like this, and the first thing we just say is, "Man, black people got issues," but I know it's
Who
deeper than
who
that.
said, who asked that question? Why they keep seeing themselves in these situations?
No, 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 no. It's a question that sometimes I don't know if you and Sifu ever asked yourself that when you were out there, doing whatever you were doing, right? And you go, well, what is it? Is it me? Why do I keep meeting these? Why do I keep meeting these same kind of people? What when is it? When does it stop? Is it me? Like, you know what I mean? And then take that right, your relationship situation, take that with already with your job and a whole bunch of shit that comes with it. And I know for us, we just get to a point we get so frustrated that life is not going the way we expect it to go. So we just tend to take it out on everybody. Seafood, my good brother.
Morning.
Now for Seafood, who is a father who has a daughter, um, which I'm sure if you go ahead and try to go that route, you're gonna, like you said, D Free, that'll be the wrong direction to go. Seafood, can I ask you something, brother? With you being a
Yeah.
father and you having a daughter, um,
Mhm.
what's the best advice you give to your daughter when it comes to to dating?
Be a woman of integrity. Be honest, and don't stay in something that just for sake of someone else's feelings.
Mm,
Pray on every
wow.
pray on every major decision, and keep God first. That's honest. That's the best advice I can give my daughter, which I give her. You know.
The best advice I give my daughter is let me meet him first, so I can put the
Yeah.
fear of God in him.
Yo, Free. My daughter won't even let me meet her boyfriend, and she been going on with him for 2 years. No lie.
That's why I tell my daughter.
She's afraid of what I might say to him or do to him.
That's why I
But
tell my
you know,
daughter, let me meet him because I need to put the fear of God in him.
yeah, I did. You remember that movie Gang of Thieves or something of Thieves with 50 Cent, the 50 Cent
We were
scene?
just talking about that.
Yeah,
We just talked about that scene in the garage. Yeah,
yeah.
we were just talking about that.
I literally do that, bro. Like no lie, I literally do that.
We were just talking about that scene. So how all this came about, we was just talking about. I was at a Christmas party, a toy
Mm,
drive, I would say, and there was a female that because she wanted to work for the program, but they wouldn't let her work for the program because of her, her not her background, but her behavior and how she carries herself. So yesterday we found out. So her anger
mm,
really towards her not being able to work for the program. And yesterday she lashed out. And you start looking at some women, right? And like I said, not all, but you look at some women and you say to yourself, I see why you were single. I see
yo,
why.
like I always say, it starts in the home, bro.
You
I
know what I'm
always say
saying?
that
Like people, you don't want
because
to judge people. You don't want to judge people. You don't want to judge brothers, right? Because you go, you know what, that could be me. But then when you do look at some people, you gotta really say, I see why your ass is I see why your ass is where you at. Like
Yeah,
right. I
you
mean,
doing too much.
well, we are allowed to be righteous judges, right? In terms of God, right? So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with giving an honest opinion of something, or let me not say opinion, constructive criticism based on the integrity of the person. So if I say like if I think they're doing something wrong, I might make a suggestion or I might not. But if I'm visualizing it and this is a pattern, I have to have a kind word. Whether they choose to receive it in the way they receive it, in the way I intentionally given it, is another thing. But again, it starts in the home. It's a reflection of your upbringing. It's a reflection of your circle, and your overall character. Because we learn from experiences, and our characters change. But not everybody can make moral decisions. I mean, that's factual.
Yeah.
you know, especially when you're leading another person. Like, you know me, I counsel people all the time. Like, it's not like I'm just the coach. I'm everything. I'm the therapist. I'm the bodyguard. I'm the parent. I'm the advisor, the social advisor. We inherit these titles, right? But the thing is, we never sign up for it. Even for our own kids, we just think that if they follow what we do, they're gonna be the same. But it's never really like that. Some of them turn out good, but you have to think about the times that they go out in the world and we're not around them. Who are they influenced by? Even for myself, I was raised in a good home. Both my
Yeah.
parents, you know what I'm saying? My mom still a lot of good things into me. I never I followed up until a certain time to become a leader. So you can't lead if you don't know how to follow. I mean, good people. You know what I'm saying? So not everybody has that fortunate, um, option, but you can tell the fruits of the labor by the laborer. So if a person is raising their kids, and sometimes life distracts people from doing great things, but you still know the difference between right and wrong. Even an evil person who has bad intentions all the time knows the difference between right and wrong. You always have a choice.
You ever look at back when you were dating girls, Seafood? I don't know what your relationships was like, but you ever look at them and you go, I hope the way that I treated women, not accusing you or nothing, but the way I've treated women, I just pray to God if I ever have a daughter, nobody treats her like that. Because sometimes, your child gets treated a certain way. You like, is he or she paying for my mistakes that I made when I was out there?
No, I would. Well, I mean, to an extent, it could be like that. Again, it depends on the parent and depends on the situation. Everybody, and I mean everybody, has shitted on somebody at one time, or has been shitted on by someone. No one's exempt for bad behavior. No one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've been cheated on. We've cheated on people. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
I'm laughing at the way you said it, though. That's
Yeah.
why I'm laughing at the way you said it.
It is what it is.
I never cheated on nobody because I told them I
Oh,
wasn't.
here he go. Here he go. Here he go.
No,
Here he go.
no, because
Here he go.
I'm being honest. Like even with my ex wife, I told her I was leaving. I told her I was leaving. I said I'm not staying here. We done. And she like, no,
Hey,
you're not going
free.
nowhere. So I stayed around for my
I
kids, but
guarantee you.
I told her we was done.
Hey, free. I guarantee you. When you had your dreads, those dreads was waking up in houses that they didn't belong in. I'm trying to tell you. Don't try to tell me. When you was waking up in the house, them dreads was waking up in the bed that it didn't belong in, man. See, when
I never
he cut
woke.
the dreads
No,
off, he tried to get fancy on
that,
people. Knock it off, free.
that's one thing I never did. I never woke up in somebody else's bed. I never woke up in somebody else's bed. I woke up in my bed. Now I went out and did my dirt, but I woke up in my bed. I ain't wake up in nobody else's bed. Hell no, you're not gonna put no voodoo on me. No sir.
Seafood, he said you ain't gonna put no voodoo on.
I never trusted people that much to spend a night over their house and I just met them.
Hey,
No sir.
hey, D Love. Hey, D Love. I had to throw that one in there, D Love. I just had to throw that one. No, but it's just scary when you have, the daughters and then, you got to basically threaten these dudes like, yo, homie, just know that anytime you make her feel any kind of way, if you threaten her, just know that I'm on you. Like, I'm on you. I'm letting you know right now. I know where you hang at. I know everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
No, it's true though. Some people don't go through certain things in life, but
Yeah.
if you're fortunate to have been exempt from that, that's dope. But I believe there's somebody that we've all encountered mischief, even been tempted by it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
not exempt from that.
Right.
I've been wronged and I've wronged people, but as an adult now, I'm a lot different.
Go back to your life, Seafood, when you say, or even now, when you get a woman now, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and even freaking correct me if I'm wrong. You realize when you get with some people, they already damaged goods?
Yes, I've met a lot of damaged goods people, and the one thing you have to be careful of is that you don't want to, in being trying to help them out, give them that spiritual advice or just friendly advice, you don't want to inherit their demons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people inherit people. There is a such thing as
So
demon jumping, or it's bigger than the normal physical.
What you don't
I
want to
just think
do
that
you
everybody's
don't want to
different.
trigger it. You don't want to trigger it. You know what I'm saying?
No.
make it worse than what it is already, because even with them being damaged goods, you can't even there's no way you could try to correct it, because like I was telling Free, some people just don't want to be corrected.
Yeah.
They just want to be
Some people still want to be fucked up.
Yeah. And then they'll tell you, you're gonna have to accept this is what comes with me. This is me and I'm not changing. And I'm like, so how are we gonna be in a relationship? So
yeah.
like you gonna force me to deal with your stupid shit.
I mean, you gotta ask yourself. But see, at that point, you gotta ask yourself: did you ask for the relationship, or did they ask for the relationship? Because if it was you, they never asked for a relationship. You did.
Yeah.
Now, if they ask for a relationship, then that's when you say, okay, well, hold up. You want to be in a relationship with me? You gotta change some things. But if it's you the one that's pursuing a relationship,
Yeah,
hey,
that's very true. That's very true.
you
It's very true.
either accept it or you move on.
But I think that's where people get it twisted at, Free. The way you broke it down, I don't think people understand that. And I'm like, well, if the person asks for it, then it's like, okay, what are we doing? But if you ask for it, nobody's making you.
These are these fresh?
Like nobody's
That's
making you.
tacos. What kind of meat?
So nobody's making you. So yeah, that's true. And I think some people who get in a relationship need to understand that. Some people need to understand that hey man, when I got with Tiff, when I got with her, there was a lot. There was a lot that she had to take on. There was stuff I had to take on, and there was things that I was feeling like, okay, I'm never gonna get around this. This is gonna be kind of hard to deal with. We managed to make it from 2018 till now, and some people go, that's not a long time. It's long enough if you knew what came with it. The humps and hurdles. It was a lot. And even though I'm still fixing my life to make my marriage better, but there was a lot of shit that came with it. And at some point, we both had to make changes. Because without the change, there's no relationship. If a person's not willing to make sacrifices, that shit ain't gonna work, man. Well, you can make all the changes you want, but I'm staying who I am. And it's like, whoa, you can't. If I'm making just some of the changes, you ain't trying to make none. It's not gonna work. But it's crazy when you just see people in certain situations and you go, like, how you meet a woman, Seafood, and you go, why are you single?
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Yeah, I got.
I stuck with it, D-Love, because let me tell you why I stuck with it. Not because I was stuck, but because I loved her. And after coming out of a bad relationship, I didn't feel like it was too soon for me to move on, because I needed to, because my ex had messed my head up so bad where I didn't trust anybody. But once I met Tiff, once I met my wife, I was like, okay, now the next question is, what are we doing? See, don't get it twisted. Putting a ring on your finger is not going to make everything perfect.
Facts. That's a factual statement.
Doesn't make you perfect. It doesn't wash away your sins. You're going to still fuck up. You're going to still fuck up. Trust me. Don't get it twisted, fellas. Ladies, putting the ring on your finger does not make you, it doesn't wash your sins away.
Nope.
It don't. You're going to still be a fuck up. But the thing is, you can't constantly keep being a fuck up. At some point, you're going to have to learn. Because the dumb shit is going to catch up to you eventually. Might not catch up to you right then and there. But eventually, the dumb shit is going to catch up to you. So, but
like
I made a decision.
Nobody's exempt from foul play, bro. I'm telling you. We have to, we're going to go through it one time or another.
Yeah, we're gonna go through it. It's, you know what I mean? But and this is why I love doing what I do, because this is not a video where I'm taking shot at women. I'm talking to everybody. Now, some people, they have these videos where they just take the shot at the women. The women, you damn women, you women. And I go, well, You picked the dog. You picked her. That's why we got to come at the fellas too. You
And
picked the dog.
some things that look good to you is not really good for you. I learned
Make
that
better,
the hard way.
exactly. So make better decisions.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, ask yourself this question: do you want to take this person around your family? Is this the
No, but
person you
listen,
want your grandmama to meet? You want your father to meet? Whoever's
no,
around. Is this the person?
no, but you know what? Some of the people that we pick are good people. Sometimes they just not for us. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a such thing as an incompatibility. You know, they can look the textbook correction, you know, the clean and wholesome, and then later on something could happen to them or a
Yeah.
situation. You know,
Yes.
we don't want to
Yes.
say people pick bad people. I don't believe that because I think that everybody has a certain unique attraction to someone else.
I got a
You know
better
what
Nah,
I'm
one.
saying?
I got a better one for you.
what it
Oh,
is
go
is
ahead. I'm sorry, Free.
you
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry,
no
Free.
what it is you make that individual that way. Like you said, Seafood, is the incompatibility. You make that person that way, and they be like, "Nah, I ain't. That's just them." No, because if they with somebody else and they never go through that, they only went through that with you. That means y'all chemistry didn't mix. So it was a mixture of you and them that made them that way.
Um.
It's not that you did anything bad. It's just
Oh.
it's a mixture. It's a mixture of y'all chemistry. It's just the same way like oil is good, water is good, but when you mix them together, they're bad. They're bad.
Right. I
It's the
mean,
same thing.
I met a person that I think was good people for me, but you know, it's just a victim of bad timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
Yeah.
no matter there is a such thing as like I'm not disagreeing with you, Free. I agree with you because there's levels to it, right? But
Yeah.
I'm just saying that sometimes people change you to make you want to be a certain way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And then when you to become a certain, remember that initial attraction was because you were confident, you were very firm, and then you become soft to them, and then they change, and it's like, yo, fuck out of here, like, you know, you tolerate
Right.
certain things and you allow things to happen because you love them, you sacrifice whatever. This is why I tell my daughter for my own situations. Don't stay in love with somebody who's treating you bad. It's just not worth it. Because if you tell me one thing, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. No questions to be asked. You know
Hey,
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
D Free said the
call
same.
call.
D Free said the same thing. He was like, "Yo, once my daughter got to call me, yeah, and I pull up, it's not really
All I'm
much
gonna
to
do
talk
is
about."
all I'm gonna do is tell my sister, call my daughter and tell her I'm on the way.
Well, yeah, just like that. We on the way. Because, we can attest that the love that we cannot explain is the love that we have for our children. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even tell you how much I love my daughter because there is no words on earth that I can explain it for you to understand my feeling. She's the only kid I
Right.
have. She's doing very well for herself. And yo, listen, if anybody interrupts that innocence, I'm gonna bug out.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how much I love my daughter, and my wife knows, and my daughters know. Like like a simple thing like me telling my daughter, okay, it's time for you to get your own cell phone bill. I can't even tell my daughter that.
Right.
I feel bad. Like I don't wanna make her feel like, oh, that my dad making me get my own cell phone bill. No, I'm like, I'm not making you get your own cell phone bill. I'm just telling you, hey, look, it's time for you to get your own bill so you can start putting things in your own name. It's just I can't even fix my mouth with tears because I don't ever like to see my daughter being sad. I like I don't care if they sad because they stop their toe. I don't ever want to see my daughters being sad. That's just me. Like, if my daughters cry, I'm literally the biggest punk in the area. Like when if you ever
Right.
want to see the soft, if you ever want to see the soft side of D3, let his daughters call him cry. That's when you
Yeah.
go to see the soft side.
Now you gonna see
Yeah.
a difference out of me. I'm gonna be soft for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. then I'm gonna be strictly Stone Cold Steve Austin. But you gotta understand, like, again, that love is unexplained. You know what I'm saying, Free? Like, there's nothing,
Right.
no matter what you say, you cannot explain that love in words, man. It's a never-ending story, and it'll get me emotional because my daughter's an image of me, bro. And the craziest thing is that I know that certain situations cause separation with kids in broken homes, bro. And you gotta sympathize with people like that because I get people like that in the gym.
Yeah.
McLean, the stories I hear, bro, it's sad, bro. It's sad, and you can't do nothing because you're not really involved in it.
You got to remember, I've been around you when a lot of stories was told by a lot of fighters, and I go, huh? Remember, I used to come to Green Fitness. I used to come to Green Fitness and hear a lot of stories that these fighters, male and females, would tell, and I'm like, shit, I see why you box. I see why you box. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a lot. I mean, boxing is great for it's very therapeutic.
Yes, it
people
is.
think it's just about the sport, but it's more than that. It's a great release for anger.
Listen, boxing is not for you to be taken up so you can go around whooping everybody in your neighborhood. That's not what it's about. It's not what it's about.
Yeah.
And then people get the misconception. First of all, it teaches you discipline, which a lot of people out here need. Mind control. And it's the one place you can go and whoop some ass and not go to jail.
You know, I'm gonna be totally honest when I say this, right? I mean, totally honest when I say this. The one thing, not that I didn't have it before, but the one thing that I learned in boxing, because I started in martial arts first as far as judo, and then other things, then went to boxing. The one thing I learned is how to respect different walks of life, because these sports that we in, or these things that we go in, and these different sanctuaries humble you because it's not color specific. You know what I mean? It's not race specific. And then you get to, I've traveled different places. Free, I'm telling you, I met people that we were almost, because we in certain circles, we were like taught to not like. Some of these people are the coolest people, bro. You know?
Yep, I'm glad you mentioned travel because that just brought up something, a beef that I had with you. You ain't tell me you was going to Puerto Rico to see Amanda Serrano fight.
Oh Lord, here we go. I knew that was coming.
I did tell you that. I said that on the live.
When?
I said that the manager called me like a week ago. I told you, like, the manager called me and asked me, I'm going to pay your ticket to come to work.
Well, it actually wasn't a week ago. It wasn't a week ago when you told. It was a couple weeks ago when you told. Maybe about 2-3 weeks ago when you mentioned it.
Well, I wasn't on the line. I would have made a right to go. And I would have paid for my ticket.
I know it was lying to you, D3. I'm telling you, you was on the line when I said it. Because they paid my ticket.
D3 said he wanted to go.
I would have paid for my ticket. No, but what I'm saying is, if he did, it wasn't like a couple of months ago. It was a couple of weeks ago. That's not enough.
No. It couldn't have been more than 2 weeks ago because they just offered it to me.
No, that's what I just said. It was about 2. That's what I said. About 2-3 weeks ago. It was about 2-3 weeks ago when you mentioned it. Yeah.
But understand this. They are my friends. It's not like I meet them in the gym. They're my friends. They've been asking me to go to camps. I just been refusing it because I have my own thing going on. But this time I'm going because I need to get away from this freaking New York, man. I need to get away for a little bit.
That's why I came back home. I said I gotta get away from New York. I can't stay up there. It is congested. It makes your nose stop up. It makes your head stop up.
I was just talking to some family about that yesterday.
Yeah.
I said, yo, man, in order for me to stay where I'm at and for me to be focused, I need my own damn boxing gym in Harlem. Something that could keep me still. Because other than that, my ass be ready to go out.
But even that, you even need a filter from that too, bro. Because, I wear the weight. This is the reason why I switched gyms, bro. Green Fitness was stressing me. It's too much going on there, man. I just think there's too many negative spirits in that
But not only that,
situation.
they not really about boxing. And certain gyms, not just them, but a lot of gyms, you could tell who's about boxing and who's just about making money. You could
Well, I'm
tell.
about all of that, but I'm the
You know what I'm
energy.
saying?
I'm the energy in the boxing program, and the boxing
And
shit, that's all me.
when you
But
leave, when you leave, and people hit me and they go, "Yo," and people who probably haven't met you or never got a chance to train with you go, "The word is Seafood's gone," and I go, "Yeah, he's gone. Well, where the hell is he at? Hellgate. Oh, I got to get up
yeah,
there. I got to get. That's a
yeah,
long way to go, but if he's up there, I got to get up there." And I go, "Damn, Seafood got that kind of effect on people. That's just crazy."
yeah. Because again,
Crazy.
I like I said, boxing has given me an avenue to help out or to work with people for different situations. You don't have to be a direct affiliate of me for me to help you out. I've
I'm
done a
glad you.
lot of. I
I'm glad you came off the porch, though. I'm glad you came off the porch because, to be honest with
off
you,
the porch.
I'm glad you came off the porch. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know how many people you brought some life back to them. For
Yeah.
people who just felt like, yo, man, I'm just gonna give up on life, and
Yo,
then they
listen.
happen to meet you.
Listen. What I do, I take great. I'm great. I'm very passionate about what I do because I really save lives. Literally, I've
Yeah,
talked two
literally.
people from committing suicide. That
Yeah,
one of them I cried on because I was like, God, why are you bringing this to me? And one of these was one of my really good friends, man. And I was mentoring this guy for so many years. And then this dude called me up and I'm telling you, if he would have killed himself, I would have broke my heart. But and then I
but
had
just
one of my young kids who just recently came back to me. He was going to commit suicide too. It makes me wonder, like, what are people thinking about to be in that situation?
well,
To
well, when the situation happened, which I've seen it before, right? But when the situation happened with the kid from when that situation happened with the kid from Cops and Kids,
yeah,
that's
that was
when I
crazy.
knew I
Yo,
was I was hurt.
that's that was you know how crazy that was? He was just in our gym to sparring a few weeks before. That's crazy. When Lupe
I had
called me and
seen
told me
him.
that, I was
I
tripping.
never got to talk to him, but when I would see him, yes, the word of the day is education. That's the word of the day, education. Um, when I would see him, I will always see him doing his thing in the gym. I never got to shake hands with him, never really got to speak with him. So when that was put out on social media about him, regardless if I knew him or not, he was part of the boxing community and he was a part of the
Yeah,
youth. So I made it my business to attend his funeral
yeah, and he was a good fighter too.
and
Really,
paid my
really good
respects.
fighter.
Like people don't understand. It's deeper than just being a content creator. It's deeper than that.
Right. Yeah.
I was old enough to be his father. Could have been hell. That
Wow.
could have been my boy. That could have been either one of my boys, God forbid, laying in there. So when people go,
Yeah.
like somebody tried to call themselves making a joke, Seafood, not about him, but about me being there, and I almost slapped the shit out of them. Because
Yeah, but you
they
know
were like,
what?
was you going there for content? I'm like, content or what? It was a funeral, dummy. Are you trying to be fucking
Yeah,
funny?
that was dumb. Same thing. Same, but
That's what I'm trying to
some
say. And I'm
people.
like, I'll slap the shit out you, even though we outside the funeral. Like I'll slap you, and then I realized I had to walk away because I'm like, dog, that's not nothing to be like. This is not the time to make a joke like that, bro. Why would I be here for content, stupid?
But
Like you know what I mean?
I've
Some
been,
people don't know. Some people don't know what to say.
well, like I said, people gonna approach me. You know, people gonna have their analogies of you or their perceptions of you, and I really try to become approachable, but firm to a point where you know you're not gonna come to me with no dumb shit, right?
Yeah,
My
that was
thing
stupid
is,
though, Seafood. That was stupid though. I felt some
right?
kind of way that day. I said, even as I'm going home, I'm like, I had to take the time to freeze and think about it. Like, why would you ask me that, dummy? Do it look like I walked in there with a camera? You
Yeah, but
idiot.
that's I mean that's his ignorance. But at the same time, we have to, like all of us, we have to always give ourselves an avenue of respect because if it was like even though you're a content creator, you're for the community because you put people together, just like I do. Regardless of what the skill level is, we
Yeah.
still bridge people together, and I respect you a lot for that because now I would have never met D Free. I would have never met a lot of people on the panels now who really fuck with me on outside of this. You know what I'm saying? So you
And
know,
you and
it
D
is
Free be the
different.
reason why. You and D Free be the reason why everybody talking about pulling up to the barbecue. I said, now listen, now I'm not gonna keep inviting these two just so y'all can pull up. I'm not gonna keep
Yo,
doing that, man.
listen. If that's what brings you flavor, why not, man? Because I always look at it this way. I never want to pedestal myself over everybody. I always tell people I don't want to be the best fighter on the team. I want to be
Yeah.
to a point where that I have more skilled people or different levels of intellect on my squad because I want to be the asset or the
Some
bridge that can, you know.
on their minds, they can't handle it, and they feel better off. Yeah. I know, baby. Yeah, baby. I know. That's yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Look, I talked Tiffany. I talked McQuaid from Community Suicide too. But
Hey,
whoa. Time out. When the hell did this happen?
when D3 called you Tasty Cakes, when you gave that name Tasty Cakes, that's when you was gonna commit suicide. Yo, Free, he wanted to jump off the ledge, bro.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back live later on today. We're going to shut this live down right now. I will come back later on today at 6:05.
what I
I want to thank my guests. The grandfather of 50 Cent for coming through. And I want to thank the
Yo,
man with the deepest beer in America for coming through
yo,
here. Thank you, y'all.
yo.
what I was gonna say is what I was gonna say is um me and Seafood at the barbecue, we will be setting up a booth for hugs and autographs. We will be setting up a booth for hugs and autographs.
Yeah. Yo. Yo, that shit is so funny. Yo, Free, I had to break Cole of seriousness for a second. I think when we do it on his joint, people don't want to put us on their paddles because they think we're gonna chip on them. But they understand this is how we are, bro. We're
No,
talking
you know
about
what?
having
Right.
fun.
You know what? If that's how
Yeah.
people think, then something's wrong with them. Because all they got to do is look at how we are, and they don't realize that
Yeah.
this is not YouTube. A lot of these other guys you see sometimes on these panels, it just be YouTube behavior. But a lot of us, or they don't understand in real life, we all have a relationship. It's a real brotherhood. This is not YouTube friendship. That's what people get it twisted.
Right.
It's not a YouTube.
I
It's not a
gotta.
YouTube
I
friendship.
remember that dude, that trainer that used to train Keith Thurman, K, I think his name is. Remember that
Yes.
guy?
Yes.
Whatever happened to him? Like I remember he was going through some mental issues, and then whatever happened to him? He just like
Well,
disappeared.
just like we were just speaking about earlier about people's mental, sometimes it's just too much with you. You get overwhelmed. Sometimes it's
Right.
just too much, man. It's too much in life. And I always tell people when your mental starts getting messed with and you can't control it, it'll get the best of you. And
Yo, listen, bro. I
I'm hoping
understand.
wherever he's at, I'm hoping wherever he's at, he's okay. But even when he had that mental breakdown, I called him behind scenes. I said, look, man, and he couldn't even explain. He just felt like I feel overwhelmed. I didn't look at him like, yo, he's being a bitch right now, because you can't say that. When you have
Yo,
a lot of people depending on you, when you have a lot of responsibility, it's a lot. And I don't think people understand that. So when somebody's crying, even if it's a grown man, you go out your way to call that man the B word or call that woman the B word. But when you have a lot of people depending on you and you have a lot of responsibilities, that shit could become a lot. I mean, your brain is just like living in your house. If your house is a mess, it's like, come on, I got to clean some of this shit up.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
need them
saying.
to walk away.
I think that's a serious characterization. Like even when people break up from other people, like they don't know how to be by themselves. They don't understand being by yourself is very therapeutic because you have to filter out those feelings. You don't got to be with another person to be catered to. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's another thing I counsel also. I see people with certain situations or in certain situations, and sometimes they think jumping to the next ship is the answer. No, it's not, bro. It's not. You know, sometimes you can fix that issue and not be an issue. A lot of the communication is being miscommunicated. And
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we get on here and we speak on that, you know, we always like saying we don't want to be in each other's business, but yo, we need to really counsel each other because sometimes we can't afford to go to anybody who's getting to
Well,
pay anybody to help us out with certain
this,
things.
this is the whole reason why I told people that this right here became my therapy. I'm not sitting on the couch telling the motherfucker for 2 hours my problems, and I got to pay them, and they only listen to half of the shit I told them. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Because they got
right,
something going on in their life.
right.
Remember, they human too. Sometimes they
Yeah,
need somebody to talk to. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Sometimes you can become their damn therapist. It's like, wait a minute, now I gotta talk to you now. Like, what the fuck? I'm paying you. But
yeah.
that's why
What up,
coming on
Job?
here, that's
AK?
why that's why coming on here, I said, you know what, I could talk to the people. I could save myself some money because I need to talk to people that's gonna understand. That's
Yeah,
gonna
I mean, listen.
and not pretend like they understand me.
No, you know, I always tell people they say what they say that you know, book smart or whatever. I'm college educated, right? I went for computer technology and psychology, right? Those are
Yeah.
my majors in school, right? But honestly, for the things I've encountered, I never needed that type of education to, you know, some people are blessed with common sense and know how to figuratively you know, design the words to help another person. And my thing is like I've learned in my years, especially through boxing, because anybody who knows me now would never thought I was a shy person before. I was very shy, but when I came out of that era of being shy, I just become I looked at it as like I lost out of so many opportunities because I wasn't outspoken. So when I go on other people's platforms or they invite me up, I'm letting everything out, bro. I'm expressing everything. Like, cause yo, life is a celebration, and then some people don't know how to celebrate. Like literally don't know how.
It seemed like to me celebrating is not the answer nowadays. Crashing out is. It's
Nah,
sad.
crashing out is easy. It's easy to crash out.
Yeah,
But
it's
really
easy to
think
crash
about it.
out.
Do you think people really care about you crashing out? Let's be
Nah,
honest.
we had an incident, like I said, we had an incident in my program yesterday where this girl felt like, okay, I'm going to crash out. And she literally crashed out. But then I'm looking like,
Like,
okay, do
well,
you
how did
re-?
she do it? Like, what do you mean? Like, what did she do?
So she was
How did
somebody
she crash
that
out?
she was somebody who was invited, you know, to the gathering that we were doing, that we do every year. We never have no incidents. So the thing is, there's a list of people who, you know, fathers that can get toys for the kids. There's a list. She didn't want to
Right.
follow that list. So because she says, I have somewhere I have to be at 3 o'clock, I need my toy now. Like, forget who's ahead of me. I need my shit now. And when she couldn't get it,
How old was she? How old was she?
grown ass woman.
All right, can I say something to that before you even go further?
No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I hate people who feel like they're entitled to shit because
Yeah, yeah.
even for the holidays, I was gonna post something yesterday about Santa Claus, right? I was gonna say something to the lines of, "You gotta be a fucking idiot if you think Santa Claus still exists." Now that we know the truth about things, we know where the presents really come from, right? My
Yeah.
thing is, the holidays is done in a different realm. It's done in a different spirit because the idea of the holiday is supposed to be Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is not born on December 25th, but I don't knock the tradition of then if it brings good cheer and good favor, right?
Yeah.
The hypocritical thing about it is the gift giving. Like, I don't gotta get you a gift. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like, so you
no.
say something like that, it makes me feel that way.
This is the problem that we have when it comes to, our people. Even when the turkey giveaways was going on, and I seen the behavior, right? And I'm looking at people, and I'm like, you're not entitled to get shit. I don't know who you think you are, because these rappers, these celebrities, or anybody that's doing it ain't got to give you nothing.
Right,
This
right.
is the problem that we have. People think that they really entitled to have some shit. And then when you don't do for your community, the first thing they say is D-Food ain't shit. D-Free ain't shit. They ain't never do nothing for the community. Okay, so when I do something for the community, you don't appreciate it and you take advantage of it. Now make that shit make sense.
Hey,
Yo,
they are absolutely right. I am not shit. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not shit. I'm not. They are absolutely right.
Like
uh,
D-Free, so
yeah, well,
D-Free and Mrs. Free, D-Free and Mrs. Free is out there passing out 500 fucking turkeys, and you gonna sit there and because you want your turkey now, and I don't feel like waiting online. Look, Freeze, I don't care nothing about no line. I got somewhere I gotta be. I need my turkey now. Who the hell you think you are?
Well, you want your turkey now? You gonna get a chicken wing. You ain't getting no turkey. You gonna get a chicken wing.
yo, it's
All right,
funny that
come on. Hold on, y'all. She can't wait. So let me give it to her now. Here you go. What the fuck is this? It's a goddamn chicken wing. Now get the fuck out of my face. Bye.
yo, I like the
No,
fact that
hold on, report. You go see who I saw something funny as hell. I saw a dude on Instagram, and the church was giving out free turkeys. They gave a homeless man a free turkey. He said, "Thanks, Pastor, but where the hell am I gonna cook this?" And Pastor just sat there and looked at him. I was like, "That's a valid question. He's homeless. Where the hell he gonna cook that damn turkey?" It's a valid question.
But the thing
that's
was,
true, yeah.
the thing with that was after she did that, right? She had a plate of food because we were eating. So she comes downstairs to where the main office is, right? And just starts taking the plate of food and throwing that shit all over the office. So we sitting back and we looking like,
What?
really? Yeah. So we sitting there looking like, and now nobody's saying nothing now because we just letting her have her moment. Because with people like that, you don't want to trigger them more than what they are already, right? So now
Nah,
we just
fuck
sit
that,
back,
bro.
right?
God,
No,
you
no.
good because I wouldn't let it fly like that.
Listen, because we're all programmed, right? We're programmed. We conduct ourselves. She's not putting her hands on nobody, so we can't stop her from, you know what I mean? So the thing is, just call security. Security comes up, moves out the building. You can't come back here. Because the thing is, what are we going to do? You're not putting your hands on nobody. So it's like, but now you messed yourself up where you can never come back here to get anything. See, sometimes you gotta hurt people in that way. Because then when it gets physical, unless she's doing something, then we have to protect ourselves. But other than that,
Hey, you know what?
it's like,
I would have been Santa Claus this year. She would have been like, man, I need my gift right now. See, now that right there, I know you have not been nice all year. You've been naughty. You get nothing.
Right,
see, you would have
right.
just,
I know you ain't been nice.
you would have just triggered. You would have just triggered it. You're a person who like to trigger people, Free.
No,
You would have had to
I'm
throw
gonna
that
tell
whole
you,
thing on you.
no. See, I'm the type of person. If you're getting something for free, you getting something for free.
You did
You
something.
better not be out of line, not 1 second. Not
But
1 second. You
let me
getting
tell
it
you,
for free. And you want to
the,
act like
I would have
I
told
gotta give it to
the
you?
kid, I know you fucking lying. I would have told the
but
kid, I
listen,
know you fucking
Right.
lying.
hey, but
I know you
gentlemen,
fucking lying.
gentlemen, let me tell you the killer part of that. Now put your seatbelts on for this one. Oh, you already got it on, so y'all good. The man who donated, right? Who gave the toys to the program was there.
Wait, say again? He did what?
The man who donated the
He
toys
was
to the
there.
program was there.
Oh, wow.
So now he's looking like, what the fuck is this? Really? In front of
Now
kids?
he was thinking, I know you fucking lie. This is not going down right here.
Look, I had a
Not right here.
conversation. I had a conversation with him, right? Jewish dude. He's funny as hell. He said she's worse than my ex-wife. Oh, me and him was
Yeah.
joking about it. I was like, yo.
Like,
Oh man,
like,
but
see, even like with my kids, like if I'm giving you something for free and you keep asking me for it, now I'm not giving it to you because I told you I was going to give it to you. You keep asking for it, makes me not want to give it to you.
my thing is, fellas, and I don't want to keep going in circles. My thing is, fellas, why do people, rather if it's men or women, it doesn't matter, because we're not here to pick on the women, why do people feel like they're entitled to something? I don't care if I told
Yeah,
you, like, I don't get it. You're not entitled to nothing. I'm telling you, we're doing something for free. You're not entitled to a damn thing. You gotta
Yeah,
wait
but
like
that's-
everybody
I'm
else.
gonna tell you.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead,
tell you why
Free.
they believe they're entitled. They believe they're entitled because they are part of that community that depends on the government, so they feel like the government is supposed to do stuff for them, when in actuality the government ain't supposed to do anything. They take the initiative to do it. They ain't supposed to do nothing. This is a privilege that the government
Yeah.
is doing it. So people don't know the difference between privilege and necessary. I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Privilege and rights. They don't know the difference
Yeah.
between privilege and right. You don't have the right to these gifts. It's a privilege that you're getting the gifts. You don't have the right to them. They're not.
Yeah, entitlement. A lot of, like that's true. Like it is a privilege. A lot of entitlement, whether it's a function or not, is a small sense of insecurity.
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? Some entitlement is a small sense of insecurity. There's a lot of people who are not really to admit to themselves how whatever they're feeling. Everybody feels that they're right about something, but if you're able to reflect on yourself and be honest about yourself, then that's the person I want to talk to. A person who has humility that's willing to admit when they're wrong or whatever, feels some type of way, speak on it. But not everybody has to comply with your suggestion. And when we talk about stuff like that, when you say stuff about stuff like that, it bugs me out because it makes me think like, yo, man, what was on their mind to think or act like that? What did somebody do to them to act like that? You know what I'm saying? What did you get to act like that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. Everybody has their own thoughts about certain things. I don't expect nothing from no one. When I do my charity work, my community work, I don't expect nothing in return. I give to people out of my own heart. And if I enjoy other affiliations or bring affiliations together and stuff, I do it because I really want to help people out, not give back. I don't believe in the term give back, because what are you giving back?
When you look at why some people don't want to participate, and not making excuses for people, but community activities, you wonder why. It's not because they don't care. It's just that I don't feel like dealing with this bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Seafood, I don't want to deal with this, because it's not going to make a difference if I pass out 500 turkeys or 500 toys. Somebody's going to walk in here unappreciative. Somebody's going to walk in here entitled. And it don't work that way. You tripping.
Right. Well, I mean, some people are.
I got a public service announcement. Christmas might be a little late for some of y'all because one of Santa reindeers just got split in half on this daggone highway. It ain't gonna make it.
Yo, why would you say that? What is the matter with you, Free? What is the matter with you?
I just seen it happen. What are you talking about? Why would I say it? I just seen it happen. Man, the daggone tractor trailer was going down and the reindeer tried to run. Well, not the reindeer. Deer tried to run across the highway. That just said, "Pow!" It went. One was on one side, the other half was on the other side.
This dude is not the guy that you get to tell Christmas stories. This is not the guy. This is not the guy to get to tell Christmas stories. I swear to God, he'll have these
Yo,
kids
listen.
scared.
Listen, I'm gonna sadly listen. I never told my daughter about Santa Claus. I told her there is no such thing as Santa Claus. Her mother used to beef with me about that. Yo, if you really think
I'm glad you said that. I told my kids about Santa Claus. I let them believe in Santa Claus, but they know where the Christmas gifts comes from. They know that their parents buy them Christmas gifts. Even my grandkids now, my grandkids, they believe in Santa, but they know the Christmas gifts come from grandparents and parents. It doesn't come from Santa Claus. So like when they write their Christmas list, it says, Grandma, Pop, this is my Christmas list. And then they'll go to the mall to take pictures with Santa Claus. They'll do all this stuff with Santa Claus, but they know that the Christmas gifts comes from the parents and the grandparents. So I don't take that joy away from them being a kid and believing in the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, but they know the truth about it, but they still can be a kid and believe in it, but they know the truth. Your grandmother, your grandfather, your mother, your father, we don't want to stick money under your pillow when you have a tooth come out. It's not no Tooth Fairy that put money under there. Now there's a Tooth Fairy. You might believe there's a Tooth Fairy, but the Tooth Fairy don't come here because Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus or Easter Bunny come in my house. They're gonna be a dead Easter Bunny, a dead Santa Claus, and a dead Tooth Fairy.
Right. Yo.
Once again, Seafood, this is not the guy that I let tell Christmas stories. Not this guy.
Yo, I seen it on the show, and a guy said something about, you supposed to think I'm going to tell my kids there's a fat white guy that comes down the chimney who with some damn sleigh and them reindeers that don't fly. Yo, when I see that, I was bugged out. But I was like, he got a point. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Why are we believing in icons?
Let's be honest. If you live in New York, unless you got a brownstone or you live in the suburbs, ain't no chimneys in the projects. How high is he going down the chimney?
Right.
Ain't no chimneys in the projects. You're like, oh, Santa Claus coming down the chimney, and then your kid's gonna be mad every Christmas. Like, why are you crying? Because I ain't getting no Christmas gift. Why? We ain't got no chimney.
Right.
Santa Claus come down the chimney. Oh no, that's not real. That's not real. Santa Claus don't really come down in the chimney.
This guy right here, man. This guy right here.
No, I'm just being honest. No. What would, if you lived in an apartment, how you gonna tell your kids that Santa Claus is real? Your kids gonna be crying every Christmas. They're gonna be like, man, we ain't getting no Christmas gift. Why? Because we ain't got no chimney. How Santa gonna get in here? I lock the windows every night when we go to sleep. He can't get in.
Miss Gibson said,
he gonna buzz the buzzer.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Apartment 4A. He gonna buzz the buzzer. Apartment 4A. And who is it? Santa Claus.
Santa gonna be mad because we get upstairs. He gonna complain about how the elevator and the projects didn't work.
Facts, bro.
I can tell you right now, Santa's coming to my house. As soon as he step foot in there, trouble gonna box. He gonna jump right the fuck back out the window. Like, man, that nigga got a big ass dog. I'm not going to that one.
How you believe in Santa? You live in the projects and you don't got no chimney.
That's what D3 just said. That's what D3 just said. He said, how you gonna believe in it? Hey, Santa coming up the steps. That's what he doing. He coming up them steps. And he gonna complain about how he not coming back the following year because the elevators don't work. Every time I come here, these damn elevators don't work in these projects. 88 Sports Talk. What's up, my brother? Welcome, man. My man 88 over here. What up, 88?
Since when I'm gonna let a
that nigga. I know they never celebrate. They never celebrate Christmas on good times because they elevators stay broke on good times. Florida stay having to walk down 18 flights of stairs.
I can't stand this.
I'm sleeping in a laundromat. I ain't gonna keep walking up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna keep walking on those steps, man. Listen, You had you know what? And I think in Chicago for real, I think in those projects it was really like that. Like I heard some people tell some stories about we used to have to constantly walk up and down because the elevator didn't work. I'm like, I don't know how y'all lived there. That's crazy, bro. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I can do
Yo,
it where I live.
I got.
I can't do it. 18
Yo,
flights.
I gotta bounce. I gotta bounce. I gotta bounce. I'm now about to go train Dr. Mike again. I'll hit you guys up later, man.
Yeah, we
If I
know.
don't
We
see
know.
y'all,
We know.
you already
We
know.
know you get. Listen, we know you getting that Midtown money. We ain't mad at you, Seafood. Go get that Midtown money. Hey man,
Yo, listen, I'm a soloist, bro. I'm a soloist in life, man. I gotta take care of myself.
all I'm saying is make sure you got the Patty LaBelle pies at the barbecue next year. That's all I'm saying.
He said Patty LaBelle pies.
That's all
Patty
I'm saying.
LaBelle pies. Oh my God, I'm dead.
That's all
I'm
I'm
dead
saying.
off of that.
I'll see you, Seafood.
All right, Seafood.
Okay,
man.
all y'all on the panel. Peace and Soul Train.
Yeah. Peace, love, peace, and hair grease. Yes. The word of the day, y'all, was education. So we were just sitting here talking about sometimes why people are the way they are. If y'all didn't get to look at it, go back to the replay. We got pretty deep on what we were talking about. We made jokes, but at the same time, we was definitely serious about what we were saying. There's just some people out here that's just struggling as far as their mindset. They crazy like that. He's coming up. Yeah. So, it's all good though. I gotta come back free to talk some boxing because I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't see nothing last night except for the prelims on the not the first show, but the second one. So I need to go back to watch the main ones. Last night I was looking at one of the last ones and then my ass fell asleep. But I gotta go back and watch everything over before I speak about everything because I don't like to pick parts of the boxing that I want to talk about. So I'm gonna go back today to watch everything. I don't need to watch the prelims again because I already have seen that. But I want to be able to watch everything else, and then we're gonna come back later to talk about that. Yeah, the word of the day is education, and I don't mean school. I don't want y'all to be thinking I'm talking about like school, sitting in class. I'm just educating on, people that we meet, that we get into relationships with, that we eventually to go on to have kids with. Some of us done dodged the bullet. Some of us done did us a great favor by not getting with certain people and having kids with them because it's like, Jesus, you telling me this is what I would have had to deal with for the rest of my life? Jesus. So, Miss Gibson, no problem. Any friend of Ray is a friend of ours. We all family over here, and this is one of the best places for you to come to. Because believe me, over here we have fun. We actually enjoy. We bring some fun. When you see my brother D Free, Seafood, when you see Josh, a lot of these people you see, we bringing some fun back to YouTube. Sauce, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you. We have a great time over here. That's all we try to do. We don't try to compare ourselves to any other channel. I never think that I'm better than anybody, and I always put that out. God just blessed me and put me in a situation where I met a lot of great people on here, and his family, we all gonna keep it like that, man. But yeah, Free, I got to come back to talk about the boxing though, man, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I went out last night, and shit, after that was it. I didn't even stay up to see what was on, so we definitely gonna come back to do that. So I'll be back, y'all. 6:05. We will get into the boxing from last night. We're gonna try to touch everything we can touch. But make sure you smash the like button if you haven't. The word of the day is education. Go back to this so y'all could get an understanding of what I was talking about. So y'all wouldn't think I was talking about actually school. It was deeper than that. Free, you're not doing nothing tonight, right?
I don't know. I know the missus got to work tonight, so I'll be heading there at 10 o'clock. But as far as BBO and them,
88,
I
make sure you
don't
come
know
back.
if they're doing anything.
Okay, make sure everybody comes back 6:05. I'll set it up. We'll come back. We'll talk some of the boxing because I know a lot of y'all wanted to get that out the way this morning, but I had to mention what happened yesterday this morning because the shit was just mind blowing to me. I needed to, but I also tried to make some sense out of why people are the way they are, so people can get a clear understanding why crashing out can be so easy to people. But I'll be back 6:05. Thank you, Miss Gibson. But Free, I will see you. 3 things, y'all. For the new people that don't know, there's 3 things you're gonna need to do to make it in life. Protect your peace, space, and your surroundings. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.